They understood perfectly well. So while we waste a lot of money and time on putting kids in classroom situations where they have a babysitter instead of a teacher, this showed that these kids have the opportunity, given the opportunity, will learn and will respond. But we wanted to go beyond that. And our objective was, as I told the school and the other schools that we have too, we're not interested in the 10%. We don't need the 10%. Your schools aren't closing because of the 10%.
Right.
Your schools are closing because of the 65% that are not really learning.
Right.
So if you're going to have a program has got to be one which will address that need. The need for our kids as a whole to advance, as opposed to just taking a select few. The quote in the Bible I always use, I say, a physician doesn't need healing. And so what we do really need is a program that will address these youngsters. So our program, how we are able to prove what we're doing is through the debating system. Why? Because we debate against schools that are prep schools.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Right? We have prep schools that are in our program, but we have public schools too. And those public schools won the last 3 debates for the championship.
Is that debate that your organization put on, is that debate held by New Jersey? Because I know at Oratory Prep they have this debate team that's called a mock trial, where these kids go and they debate against other schools, and then they make it to the final, and then they become Union County Championships, and then they go on to compete, overall in New Jersey. Is that something similar to that?
It's similar to that. We're not part of the New Jersey board certified, but we are certified within the state of New York, and we are accredited. As a matter of fact, it's an elective in some of the schools. So this is a different type of program. But what happens is that we take the kids that are looked upon as reading challenged.
So how do you get the kids? Do schools select those kids for you, or you?
No. We don't do any selecting. We get the students that are there, and many of these students will be below average, and we put them into the program, and
of course with the schools.
Of course,
we're working together with the school, and the school has to tell you that these are the kids we think could be part of the program.
Now we have kids that volunteer for the program.
Right.
They come into the program because they've learned about it, and they want to involve themselves with it. So we don't have a bar set for the students that come in. We take them as they are, and from that situation, we begin to change the method of learning for them. So the books that we give them are not big, challenging-looking books. We used to do something with the kids. We take a whole bunch of books, and we spread them all out on the table, and then we put our book in. And they'd walk by and they'd look at the books, and then they'd pick up our book because it's not challenging.
Right.
Okay, the title isn't challenging. All right, none of those things that would make a youngster say, hey, this is not for me. All right. Matter of fact, it was the books really are mirroring their neighborhoods, their lives. The story in the book is one which they are able to identify with.
So they can relate
Exactly.
to what's in this book. They can relate to what's in the book.
You're listening to the South Orange Maplewood Online Radio Experience. For more, go to SoMore.org to participate in the discussion.
Okay, go ahead. Continue.
So what happens is that because they are already familiar with what we're doing, and that it mirrors their lives in many ways, we can then introduce to them a method of getting them to debate on certain subjects.
Right.
For instance, our books, they're like a primer. They will lead the kids into books like Dreams from My Father by Barack Obama.
Right.
They'll lead them into Is Cosby Right by Michael Eric Dyson. They'll lead them into the various types of books. They go from not reading any books to reading many books and researching many books. Their topics that they take on are not, pablum. They take on topics that are very, very, very interesting and challenging, such as Social Security, a Wall Street investment, or the topic Is Cosby Right, or plutocracy or democracy.
So if someone was to ask you, what is the success rate for the program? How do you
gauge success?
Judge success for the program? What would you say to individuals?
Well, we judge success by our being able to take the very kids that were deemed as incapable of learning and allow them to debate against kids such as in South Africa. One of the best schools in South Africa, Monument Park in the Cape, and 2 debates, our kids, the ones that they said were incapable of learning, they won. They took home what is called the World Leaders Trophy. Now that trophy, the Community Board 3 is drafting a resolution that we be able to take that trophy to the President of the United States, because that's what the trophy's about. When we were engaged with the South African consulate, we made an agreement in the meet and greet that whoever won would present that trophy to their leader. Okay. So that was the agreement. And so now, since they won the World Leaders Trophy, they can present it to them.
And what school was that won the Leaders Trophy? Was that the Newark school?
No, the South African school he's talking about.
No. The South African school didn't win. Our schools won.
Oh, your schools won.
Right. So
I thought you had a school in South Africa.
Yes.
No, they debated a school in South Africa.
Yeah.
A school in South Africa.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So the school that it wasn't a school; it was a representation of the USA. In other words, from Brooklyn, Newark, and East Orange. No, they define themselves as the best by becoming gold medal winners. Okay. Right. So this team, which consisted of 12 altogether, we had East Orange, Cicely Tyson School of Performing and Fine Arts.
Yeah, excellent.
We had the Christ the King from Newark.
Okay.
We had Boys and Girls High School.
From Brooklyn. I went to Boys and Girls High School. I went to Boys and Girls on Fulton Street, Brooklyn. Bed-Stuy.
We had Brooklyn Collegiate.
Okay.
All right. So those schools were the ones that
represented Team USA. Did these kids work together before before this point? I mean, did they have to rehearse together or think it out together, or
Well,
as a team, or?
before this, they were competing against one another.
Okay.
But then once they were given this new title as Team USA, they were under the Coach Paisley from Boys and Girls High School and Coach Washington from Cicely Tyson. They will co-coach the team. So those kids had to combine their resources, and how they did it, they would email, they would text,
Okay.
you know, and they would go back and forth. And they were we were supposed to fly to South Africa, but the school boards told us no because of the Ebola crisis.
Oh, okay.
So we then I then turned to the State Department, and I went and spoke with the people in Washington D.C., and they set up the ability for us to have the debate by Skype.
A virtual debate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so now the kids got the treat of being able to go to the State Department in New York, and they went to the State Department of New York, where they set them up in the Skype room. And they got an experience of a lifetime just to be able to go through the State Department and see the modern technology they had in terms of being able to, in an instant, have them talking to the kids in South Africa. And the State Department in South Africa allowed those kids to go there. And so this debate took place. And it was a very, very interesting debate.
Now, when did this happen?
This happened January the 2nd.
This year.
And then the second debate happened on February the, February the 22nd. The second debate was at Seton Hall University.
That's where Anselm went to school also.
Where was it held? In Jubilee Hall?
Jubilee Hall, yes.
Hall. Yeah, that's where most of the...
Yeah. No, it was held at, not Jubilee Hall, it's Fahey Hall.
Oh, Fahey Hall. Okay.
Yes. And Dean Savada gave us his conference room, and we had the debate there, the second debate. So the first debate, the USA team won outright, and the second one they tied with the South Africans.
Now, who's judging these debates?
We had we have a unique judging system. We have a judge advocate for each team. All right, the judge advocate obviously advocates for their team, but then we have neutral judges. Now, the neutral judge in this case was Miss Hung. She's the second secretary of the UN for the Canadian group, and she was our neutral judge. So we ensured that there would be no hometown decisions by anybody, so the South Africans were very good.
What was the topic of that debate?
Will there be world peace in the next 50 years? So the research was intensive for both sides, and
do they know the questions ahead of time, or
No.
Yeah. Like
unlike here,
unlike in South Orange or Maple, when you have a debate, they give them the questions.
No. Well, the subject they knew the subject. They know the subject.
Oh yeah, but they don't give them the question.
No, when it comes to question and answer, they have to answer right off the top of their head. And the questions are put to them by the judge advocate of the other school.
Oh, okay.
And the neutral judge. Their judge will not get a chance to ask questions of their own team.
Do you have any of these debates on YouTube or any of them clips of them anywhere?
Yeah. Matter of fact, if you go on Solomon's Adventures at solomonsadventures.com,